how's it going? Thanks so much for joining me. So today I will be sharing my daughter's summer reading books and our summer plans. And I don't know if I'm going to label this video part 1, but it's kind of going to be part 1 of a second part video, where the second part is I will show our reading challenge books. Now, it's a lot of books kind of combined with these, so I didn't want to make it in one video because it would be super long. But yeah, so if you're interested, we're going to be doing a reading challenge, my daughter and I. It'll just be extra books that each one of us are going to be reading in the summer, and we picked like 10 genres, and I let her pick them, like 10 kind of prompts, and we got to pick our own books, and then she gets a prize when she's finished, and I'll let her pick the prize. I was like, I'm going to talk about that in that video. But yeah, so this is just going to be like the actual kind of like homeschool stuff we'll be doing over the summer, and then all of the other books that don't fit in the book challenge. Okay, so this is The Thinking Tree, all about endangered species. And this I actually bought for 4th grade, Blossom and Root, Wonders of the Animal Kingdom, but we just did not have enough time to get to it. And honestly, we really didn't have a lot or any books really on endangered animals. And so she was pretty much having to use my phone or my laptop to do research. So I thought, you know what, this will just be like a better thing to do over the summer. And I'm not going to be super strict about it. Like, I'm not going to tell her you have to finish it, you have to do every single animal. But I'm going to encourage her to do it. And we've already talked about it, and she said she wants to try it. And so, because basically she did hardly any so far, mainly the sea turtle. And so yeah, so this will just be something I bought from the Thinking Tree for her to continue to try complete over the summer. And then these books were read alouds for 4th grade, but we didn't finish all of the stories. It's like this one's a stage full of Shakespeare stories, and we read a few of these, and my daughter really enjoyed them, so I told her, why don't you just finish it over the summer? I love how it has a cast of characters. She really liked this Shakespeare retelling. So yeah, so this will just be in her summer reading pile for her to finish. And then also The World Full of Dickens Stories. This has 8 stories. That the Shakespeare had 12. So this one I mainly got for us to read for Christmas. So we read A Christmas Carol. And then I don't think we read any other ones because we had other stuff that we were reading. And I told her this too, I would like her to finish it over the summer. Just kind of one story at a time, here and there. She doesn't have to read it all in one sitting. Maybe one week read one story. But yeah, I thought it was such a beautiful book, and she really likes these, but we just didn't make time for them. So okay, if you watch my 4th grade curriculum video, you would have saw that I did buy this, and this was my plan to use for geography, but we didn't get to it. We mainly just did the 50 states. I just filmed a end of year 4th grade review, and I talk about this in that video. I don't know if you guys watched that, but if you did, this was a book I didn't get to. It's so pretty. National Parks of the USA, and then I got this little activity book to go with it. I think this is going to be a perfect summer project because we just started learning. This is a workbook, and I'm going to link everything on Amazon. So we just started learning. We just relearned the 50 states for 4th grade, and we did the 50 states book, and so now she can do the National Parks book. And since we didn't have enough time to get to it in 4th grade, I'm just going to have her do it over the summer. And yeah, so this will be fun for her because we've been to a few national parks. I'd love to go to more, and so would she. And so this would be a fun way for her to check them out on her own because we didn't have enough time. I actually thought I was going to do this the second part of the year, and you know how things go. It just kept getting pushed back, and it just didn't work out. So that's okay. So yeah, she will be doing this over the summer. And then another thing we did not get to. Now, I did buy this years ago, which is this Animalium activity book to go with the Welcome to the Museum Animalium book. Let me show you the book real quick. It's really pretty. It was one of, oh, sorry guys. It was one of the spines for Blossom and Root. And we didn't really take it out that many times, honestly, during the 4th grade year. Sorry, let me move these books. We didn't take it out that many times for the 4th grade year for Blossom and Root. But it's just a book that we already had in our collection. I didn't buy it just for 4th grade. Like, we already owned it. And I love it. And here's the table of contents. And yeah, so I bought this activity book to go with it like years ago. And she didn't finish it then either. So I really thought we would get to it for 4th grade, you know, because we're doing Blossom and Root, Wonders of the Animal Kingdom. But she was doing so much other things, you know, like the notebooking and, you know, the research, that we didn't get to it. So I thought for sure, I want her to finish it this summer. So she will definitely be finishing it this summer. And she's already done quite a few. So this is actually one she did quite a few of them in, but she didn't finish it. So I want her to finish it. So yeah, there's quite a few. She did some, but yeah. Oh, okay. So she probably did like almost half. Oh, she didn't do that one. So she skipped around, but I would like her to do it cover to cover. Just, you know, but it's been something we've been having. It's so pretty, and we never got to it. Now, this actually came in a little pack. It was like a 3-pack of all 3. It was like the 50 states, the national parks, and the 50 maps of the world. I actually got these at Five Below. I think they're just smaller versions of the original. And they actually have the originals on Amazon or wherever else. Just thinking I knew we wouldn't get to it in 4th grade. But I was honestly thinking about using it for 5th grade. But for 5th grade, we're doing American geography, North America. So I was like, you know what? Instead of putting it off, so I'm just going to have her do it in the summer. So it's just 50 maps of the world activity book. Now, we don't have the 50 maps book, but you don't really need the books to go with them because it's kind of just based on what they have in the workbook. So you don't really, and then we have other maps books, geography. So if she needs something, I don't think she will though. I think it's pretty independent. Like, I don't think you really need another book. So yeah, I'm going to have her do this over the summer. So probably what we're going to do is we're going to start each day in the summer, just like how we did homeschool, but except it's going to be super short. So probably every day I'll have her for like 30 minutes do one of these projects I just showed you guys. And then for the next 35 minutes, she'll do reading. Oh yeah, and math. I talked about that in my 4th grade end of year update. We didn't finish Saxon for the 4th grade year because we started Saxon late. We were doing Beast Academy in the beginning. So she will be doing math. She'll probably do 30 minutes or maybe 20 of these projects in the workbooks and stuff. And then she'll still do her 35 minutes all summer long of reading. And then we'll be doing the book challenge too. The book challenge will start first. And then these books I'm about to show you guys are what she'll do after she does the reading challenge. And if she doesn't finish them, what we do is we like constantly just like push books aside. And what happens is when it gets to a point where I notice that she's kind of putting books aside so much, like she's not choosing them, we just kind of discuss it. And I'll pull it out and I'll say, why? Like, did you try a few pages? Did you try a paragraph? Did you read the back? Like, we'll kind of like try to get out of her, like, why are you not interested in this book? Or why have you put it aside for 2 semesters or 3 or 4 or 5? And then if we figure out that maybe I agree that the writing's not good, or like maybe it's just something we can just like resell to like half price books or donate, then we'll do that. But I'll usually try to get her to try a book over the summer if she didn't get to it in 4th grade. So most of these books I'm about to show you guys, some of them I bought recently, but a lot of them are kind of like left over from the beginning of the 4th grade books that I bought at the beginning of the year. So this was one of the books that I did buy at the beginning of 4th grade. I was shocked that she didn't pick it because I don't like tell her which books to pick. I just like collect books for her for each grade and summer, and then she kind of picks them at her own speed. So this one, I was really surprised. It really seemed like something she would choose right away. I don't know why, but she didn't. So it's going to get moved to the summer reading. And it doesn't mean it's a bad book. She just may have been way more interested in those other ones. But It's by Kelly Armstrong, and it's fantasy, middle grade fiction. 12-year-old Ronan is destined to be a queen, her twin brother to be royal monster hunter. Ronan would do anything to switch places, but the oldest child is always next in line, even if she is older by 2 minutes. So she's a monster hunter. It mentions a sword. Her her mother's a queen. But then, of course, there's a tragedy, and then there's a so it deals with like monsters and fantasy and stuff like that. This was another one I chose for her because she was interested in architecture and she just didn't get to it, and it's the house that Lou built. And now, since she's really serious about architecture, I hope that she tries it. It doesn't have a synopsis on the back, but some of the people say she's an extraordinary girl with big dreams. Let's see. I think it's about a little girl named Lou middle schooler who builds a house. I know it's like a tiny house. And yeah, so if people were houses, let's see. So I think she'll really like it. So I'm really encouraging her to try it. And then this one, so these two were bought as read alouds for 4th grade, and we just did not get to them. We literally did read alouds pretty much every single day for 4th grade, and these two we just didn't even start. So I'm encouraging her, The Adventures of Grandfather Frog, to try this for the summer. I'm not sure if it's separate stories that all connect or separate stories on their own, or if it's one like larger fictional story. But I want to try it too. I love cute little animal stories. And this is Native American stories for kids, stories from indigenous tribes across North America. This one we just didn't get to either. We just literally ran out of time. So I'm going to encourage her. Now these are separate stories told from different regions. And I'm definitely going to encourage her to read this over the summer. So this will be in her summer stack. These, I probably showed a lot of these before, but these I definitely got at a thrift store recently. Charlie and the Great Glass Elevator, and then Danny, the Champion of the World by Roald Dahl. And these, let's see, what I was going to say. So she read quite a few of his books, but she hasn't read these. So I'm interested for her to try these classics. This one also I got at a thrift store, The School for Good and Evil. This has been on my list of books that I've been interested in having her try for a long time. So I'm happy that she will get to try it over the summer. So this year, best friends Sophie and Agatha are about to discover where the lost children go. The fabled school for good and evil, where ordinary boys and girls are trained to be fairy tale heroes and villains. So yeah, so it has to do with fairy tales. So sounds cool. This one was another 4th grade. This one was another book I picked at the beginning of 4th grade, and I kind of thought she would have read it more so in the beginning, but she didn't. So this is City Spies, and this one's going to be another summer read. And it says, I'm an agent with the British Secret Intelligence Unit. I command an elite team that is only sent out on high priority missions, and one of those missions was keeping me out of juvenile detention. So yeah, so this one's not fantasy, I don't believe. I think it's more like adventure and or like a mystery, like a spy book. Yeah, but it has really good reviews, so hopefully she'll try it. And then this one, she really likes this author. This is Margaret Peterson Haddix, but she hasn't read this one. This is A School for What-Nots. Oh yeah, The Greystone Secrets. She loved this series. So these are all middle grade. Sorry if I forgot to say that. So Max finds under his keyboard a note. No matter what anyone tells you, I'm real, it says. He knows that his best friend wrote it. He knows her handwriting anywhere, but why she wrote it and what it means remains a mystery. They've been inseparable since kindergarten until the summer when she disappears, leaving only a note and whispering something about what not rules. So this one also is not fantasy. It's probably why she put it aside. She didn't pick it first. She loves fantasy. It's a mystery, it sounds like. More realistic fiction-ish. So yeah, so that's another one. Oh, here's another Roald Dahl one. Boy Tales of Childhood that I got at the thrift store. So yeah, that's another classic for her to try. So this one was another read aloud that we did read some stories from. So this is Hans Christian Andersen fairy tales. Now we did read a few of these, but a lot of them are like way longer than I thought. And I like to kind of I like to kind of do shorter read alouds now. So this was one of my daughter's books that she got as a gift like years ago for, I think, like her birthday or Christmas. So regardless, she never got to it, and then I just grabbed it for 4th grade. So I really am encouraging her to, to read it because these are classic fairy tales. So this was a book that this is, if I can guess, she'll probably pick to read this one first. She actually asked for this book. This is The Sisters Grimm by Michael Buckley, the fairy tale detective. So she read this book years ago. And then it's a series, so I want to say she kind of started it, but then the library didn't have one of them or something like that. So it's been so long since she read it that she wanted to start it over. And if she likes it a lot, we'll just buy them, so that won't happen again. But we're constantly collecting and buying series, so it's like sometimes yeah. So we'll see if we'll continue it from the library, but I think it's just like a fairy tale, retelling, because the Sisters Grimm, after a mysterious disappearance of their parents, the sisters are sent to live with their grandmother, a woman they believed was dead. She reveals that the girls have 2 famous ancestors, the Brothers Grimm, whose classic book of fairy tales is actually a collection of case files of magical mischief. Now the girls must take on the family responsibility of being fairy tale detectives. So yeah. And then this one is another one I was really surprised she put off, but I bought this one at the beginning of 4th grade. It won the Newbery Medal, and it's When You Trap a Tiger. Now, I think I might try this one also. And so let's see. When Lily and her family move in with her sick grandmother, a magical tiger straight out of her Korean folktales arrives, prompting Lily to unveil a secret family history. Let's see. Harmony stole something from the tigers, now they want it back. And when one of the tigers approaches Lily with a deal, return what her grandmother stole in exchange for her health, Lily is tempted to agree. Harmony's health. But deals with tigers are never what they seem. So yeah, so this one, yeah, it's kind of deals with magic and a tiger. So yeah, so that's all of her extra summer books, and then she will have quite a few in the book challenge. So like I said, the book challenge is something we decided just to do for fun, and there's a million book challenges, but we just made up our own just to make it more personal, and I really look forward to making that video and doing the challenge. So I hope you guys check that video out. But yeah, so thanks for watching this video. Thanks everyone who subscribes. If you're not subscribed, I'd love for you to subscribe, and thanks so much for liking and watching. Appreciate it very much. Bye.